Today is August 19th, 2021. This is the Harry Thomas Show special report. I'm your host, Harry Thomas. The main channel is Harry Thomas Info. All one word, Harry Thomas Info. Well, the battle's been on. Tried to put out another special report over the weekend. Banned, censored, right off the bat. Got the old Google goggles. Uh, oh, oh, even the Google goggles went dim. It's a dim day. They're usually lighting up because they're watching you. But the Google goggles are dim. It's censorship. Everybody's being censorship. Even congressmen, senators. Please heed the call. Don't block up the hallway. Don't Please heed the call. We're fighting the New World Order over here, and if none of this makes sense, you should get over to that channel, Harry Thomas Info, while it's still there, not censored. There's a lot of material that I put up over there from the Harry Thomas Show 10, 15 years ago. We were fighting the New World Order, one world government. And got locked out over there. So if you don't understand what's going on over here, check it out over there while it's still there. You know, a lot of things are being censored now. They're using code words. So this new channel has been flagged twice for COVID-19 standards. I guess you can't really talk about COVID-19 anymore. I mean, there wasn't a thing back then. Back then, I talked about openly about many things on the show. Some of it was about vaccines, and the COVID flag was very. In fact, I don't even know if I should. This could be it. I apologize, YouTube. Congressman Massey pointed out, and over in Kentucky, and Rand Paul, Congressman Kentucky, they said, all I did was point out what they said, and they just suggested maybe the wolves are guarding the hen house. But I don't know. I just, I'm used to free speech, and I'm used to being able to just ask questions and stuff. And that's all I was doing. I didn't mean to, alarm the censors, you guys. And I want to apologize to YouTube and the community. I didn't mean to break the rules or anything. I didn't think I was. But everything's very sensitive these days about things. I mean, heck, if they can ban the president of the United States and they can censor, senators and congressmen and stuff, and they're doing a lot of that, then, what am I going to talk about? I guess you know what I'm going to talk about? I'm going to talk about biscuits. I'm kind of sick of biscuits. You know, they smell good. They're attractive to look at. I mean, look at them, man. Biscuits, they're pretty delicious looking, and they're enticing and everything. And I actually had a couple biscuits in back in April. Not all at once. Don't get me wrong. I'm a diabetic, man. But I figured, there was a lot of peer pressure. People were eating a lot of biscuits, so I had a couple biscuits, spread out. Actually, I had my first biscuit on April Fool's Day. And then I had the next, I think I had one at the end of the month on the 30th. But my friends were all having them, and it was a good old biscuity time. And, so whatever. But I'm not a big biscuit guy. So, I don't know why they want me to have so many biscuits these days. I'd rather have muffins, to tell you the truth. They're delicious. They're moist and, stuff like that. But I I don't like to be pressured into doing things that I don't want to do, taking things that I don't want to take. You know, like all these biscuits. I mean, then so my friends wanted me to have a biscuit, and then they're like, "You got to have another biscuit," and they're like, "Please join me for another biscuit." And then next year they'll probably want me to have another biscuit and another biscuit. Pretty soon, man, my plate will be all full again of biscuits, and then it'll be a vicious cycle, and I'll be stuck again with a plate full of biscuits that I don't want. And then they'll become so popular, they'll just want everybody to have biscuits all the time. They'll say, oh, it'd be like, kind of reminds me of that old, what is it, that Pink Floyd video, where they're all lined up, you know, hey, leave them kids alone. Yeah, and they're all just going into the grinder, and all that's coming out is biscuit meal. Yeah, well, whatever. My motto these days is don't risk it. Don't take the biscuits. If you don't want to take it, then don't take the biscuits. But them are I don't know. I was thinking about buckets too. Now I got uh, biscuit nibbles, crumbs all over. But see, I don't even know what I can say and what I can't say on the channel anymore. It's weird. Um, and I don't mean to offend the community or anything. I always thought that, we had freedom to question our own realities and freedom of speech and freedom of the press and freedom to assemble and freedom of you know, the republic. We were supposed to be protected under rights, a Bill of Rights, and a sovereign nation. And that's what I'm for. I don't want any of this one world government scientific dictatorship stuff that they've been talking about throughout history. This eugenics and all this stuff. But anyway, let me get the buckets back to buckets before we get banned over biscuits and buckets. I don't want to get banned over biscuits and buckets. But the buckets, I love these Home Depot buckets. I don't want to advertise for Home Depot. You can get the same ones over at that Home Value Center. You could probably get them at Lowe's. These are the ones that I see around. Probably True Value or one of these mom and pop places. And I would suggest you support the mom and pop places before they go away. Because I don't know what I'm trying to say is, remember last year, and I talked about it before, and they allowed me to talk about it. So when they had all the lockdowns, and the whole world, man, was locked down. It was kind of scary to me how everybody complied with that, like everywhere, and we were all on Zoom. We were all on Zoom with our Google goggles, and we're all looking at each other with these Zoom, you know, and all locked down. Going, what are we gonna do, man? We're all locked down, and then after a couple months, everybody just went crazy and was hitting the streets and rioting. But the CDCs and all the experts say you should have about a week's worth of water and supplies and stuff for your family in these cases of breakdowns or whatever happens, the natural disasters. Oh my! All kind of martial law, even. I mean, look at the breaks in the food chain. Pandemic. It might be unsafe to go outside of your house. Look at what happened. There was the run on the stores, but you know, I got caught with my pants down with 2 rolls of toilet paper. I didn't know. I don't watch the news like that. I had no idea what was going on. There was nothing. In fact, a couple weeks later, I found a package of napkins. I think I told that one. I don't know. Maybe that was the one that got censored. And maybe I couldn't talk about the napkins. Now, they said it was something about the vaccines. You can't talk about vaccines. So, so I won't talk about it. That's all. Except for saying that they told me not to talk about it, and I totally apologize. I didn't mean it. But what was I? I was talking about buckets. But these buckets are pretty cheap, man. You can get them for like $3, $4, and then you get these lids, and these lids have the rubber seals on them. You want the rubber seal, but you fill that up with 5 gallons of water. You need water, and it's recommended about a gallon of water per person a day to survive on. I say 5 gallons a week in a survival situation. You can be conservative. Okay, so if you've got a family of 3, say you got 2 adults and a kid, right? And you need 5 gallons of water a week for each person. That's 15 gallons. So that's right. Hold on, it's been a while. Right, yeah. So you want 15 buckets for a week. No, that's 5 gallons per person. 3 buckets. 3 buckets for a week. But they say a week, but I say a month. Or better, 6 months if you can. But anyway, I'm just going to talk about water in this one and do special report with the water. Because you need water. You can only go 3 days without water. So you want 5 gallons of water per person. So you want 3 gallons of water for each person per week. But if you got a pet, you want an extra bucket. So that's 4 buckets, 5 gallon buckets per week. And you got to clean yourself and clean up dishes and cook. So that's for a family of 3, that's 5 gallon buckets per week. So for a month, so you get as many as you can. For a month, you'd want at least 20 buckets for a month for a family of 3. If you're like living by China law, which you might end up having to be forced to live by China law, but don't let me invoke any widespread panic. I don't know what was happening, but you gotta stay calm. You gotta take care of your people, your family, the ones you love. Get some big bags of rice, and you're gonna need that water to cook that rice. You're gonna need water to boil big packages of macaronis. You can get powdered sauces. You can get stuff that will last a while. You don't need a lot of money to do this. You don't need a lot of money. Y'all, I'm going to talk about bug out bags. I'm going to talk about survival backpacks, how to put them together. I don't know. I guess that's the best I can do to help people with all the censorship. I don't know. We're going to try to make our Google goggles work. Keep this channel on the road for a while. Do the best we can. I believe we're in the end game. I believe I can't say too much about it. But I'm against world government. And I'll say that very firmly. I was threatened 10 years ago. Followed around. They hired private investigators to find out who I was. The things I was talking about that I already told you. If you don't know what I'm talking about, maybe you should check it out to understand the main channel. But you know what? Sometimes you push too far. You know who I'm talking about, the people who are really censoring and looking at me, people like me. So that was a decade, and you're pushing too far again. So they're coming after your kids too. You remember those who think they're untouchable. By the time they get touched, it's already too late. And them trillionaires out there who aren't even in your freaking class bracket, they don't give a crap about you and your family. You're just a worker bee for the New World Order. Is that bannable? Can you say that anymore? I used to say that all the time. I don't know. No one might even see this. Maybe I'll try to get on some other platform. Anyway, I think I gone 20 minutes before, but that's what I'm saying. You get the water. And in the survival backpacks, I'll tell you about these tablets and stuff that you can have to purify your water to bring with you. Because you can't carry all that water with you if you have to take it into the woods in a bug out bag. You want to keep your family safe. Your family. It's all for one and one for all in some of these emergency situations. So we're going to get through this together, you know, because together we will make a difference. Thank you very much for listening. We will be back.